kids, where are you? It's time for all the art to tell stories.
Once upon a time, nestled between rolling green hills and kissed by the gentle embrace of a meandering river, lay the quaint little town of Sunfield. Its cobblestone streets were lined with charming cottages, each adorned with flower boxes overflowing with vibrant blooms. In this idyllic setting, there lived a young boy named Sammy, whose spirit burned as bright as the summer sun. With tousled golden hair that seemed to catch the sunlight and eyes as blue as the clearest sky, Sammy was a bundle of boundless energy. But above all else, Sammy loved running more than anything else in the world. Every dawn, as the first rays of sunlight peeked over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the town, Sammy would lace up his worn-out sneakers and set off. He would dash through the vast fields, where tall blades of grass whispered secrets in the breeze. His laughter echoed through the meadows as he weaved in and out of wildflowers, their petals brushing against his bare legs. He would zoom past the ancient oak trees, their gnarled branches reaching out like welcoming arms. The wind would rush past his ears, carrying with it the sweet scent of freshly cut grass and blooming lavender. Sammy would laugh with the wind as if sharing a private joke, racing from dawn till dusk with an insatiable appetite for the open air. One particularly sunny morning, Sammy noticed something peculiar. As he sprinted along his usual route, a path that led him through the outskirts of town and into the neighboring countryside, he felt a strange sensation. The sunlight seemed to gather around him, drawn to his energy. It danced and swirled around him, creating a radiant glow that illuminated his path in a way he had never experienced before. Curiosity getting the better of him, Sammy slowed down and stopped. He stood there in the middle of the field, breathing heavily, his chest rising and falling rapidly. He looked around, trying to understand what was happening. Then, with a sense of excitement bubbling up inside him, he decided to experiment. He took a few hesitant steps forward, and to his amazement, the pool of sunlight followed him, lighting up the ground beneath his feet like a magical carpet. As he picked up speed, the glow intensified. He realized that he could actually harness the power of sunlight to guide his route. It was as if the sun itself had chosen him, bestowing upon him a special gift. For days, Sammy reveled in his newfound ability. He explored every nook and cranny of the town and its surroundings, always accompanied by his glowing path of sunlight. He showed off his amazing feat to his family, who watched in awe. His parents couldn't believe their eyes, and they smiled with pride at their extraordinary son. However, Sammy's joyful running was soon met with a challenge that would test his courage and determination. It was a day that started off just like any other. The sun was shining brightly, and Sammy was out running, enjoying the warmth on his skin. Meanwhile, his friends were playing nearby in an old crumbling barn. The barn, with its weathered wooden planks and creaking beams, had long been a favorite play spot for the kids, despite its dilapidated state. Suddenly, dark clouds began to roll in from the horizon. They were thick and menacing, blocking out the sun and casting an eerie gloom over the town. The wind picked up, howling through the streets and rustling the leaves on the trees. Thunder rumbled in the distance, and lightning flashed across the sky, illuminating the darkened landscape in brief, terrifying bursts. Caught off guard by the sudden change in weather, Lily, Tom, and Ben found themselves trapped inside the barn. The old doors slammed shut, and the windows rattled violently, making it impossible for them to escape. They huddled together in a corner, their eyes wide with fear as the storm raged outside. Sammy, who had been running a few fields away, felt his heart skip a beat when he saw the dark clouds gathering. He immediately thought of his friends and knew he had to do something. As the shadows grew longer and the storm intensified, he remembered the glow of sunbeams that had once lit his way. Gathering all his courage and determination, he took a deep breath and sprinted towards the barn. As he ran, Sammy called out to the sun, as if it were an old friend. He pleaded with it to break through the clouds and shine its light on his path. At first, it seemed as if his efforts were in vain. The clouds remained thick and impenetrable, and the rain started to pour down in sheets, drenching him to the bone. But Sammy didn't give up. He pushed himself harder, his legs pumping faster and faster, his lungs burning with the effort. And then, something magical happened. As if answering his prayers, the sun came through a break in the clouds. A beam of sunlight pierced through the darkness, landing right at Sammy's feet. The glow of the sunbeam spread out, creating a path of light that seemed to lead him straight to the barn. Emboldened by the sight, Sammy felt a surge of strength coursing through his body. He ran even faster, the sunlight guiding his way like a beacon of hope. When he reached the barn, Sammy could hear the cries of his friends from inside. He banged on the door, shouting, "Don't worry, I'm here to get you out." His friends, who had been on the verge of despair, heard his voice and saw the light shining through the cracks in the door. They cheered, their voices filled with relief and hope. Sammy used all his strength to push open the stubborn door. The moment it creaked open, the sunlight flooded into the barn, illuminating every corner and chasing away the shadows. His friends, squinting at the sudden brightness, followed the glowing path that Sammy had created, and together they escaped to safety. Word of Sammy's heroic deeds spread like wildfire through the town. The townspeople were astounded as they heard the tale of Sammy's Sunbeam run. They couldn't believe that a young boy had been able to race against the darkness and deliver hope with the power of sunlight. That evening, as the storm finally passed and the sun set in a blaze of oranges and pinks, the whole town gathered in the town square to celebrate Sammy. There were speeches praising his courage and determination, and the children looked at him with admiration in their eyes. The adults shared stories of how his act of bravery had inspired them. From that day on, Sammy became a symbol of hope in Sunfield. He taught everyone around him that it's not just the sunlight that brightens the path, but the bright inner determination to overcome challenges. Sammy inspired his community to chase their dreams, showing them that the light inside them was powerful enough to light even the darkest paths. Whether it was a young girl who had always been too afraid to perform on stage, or an old man who had given up on his dream of starting a garden, they all found the courage to take that first step. And so Sammy, the Sunbeam runner, became a beloved figure in Sunfield. His story was told and retold for generations to come, a timeless reminder that with courage, hope, and a bit of sunlight, magic, anything is possible. Every time the sun shone brightly over the town, the people of Sunfield would be reminded of Sammy and his incredible journey. And they would feel a little bit braver, a little bit more hopeful, and ready to face whatever challenges came their way. If you like our stories, please like, subscribe, and turn on the little bell so you won't miss exciting stories every day. You are also welcome to share it with family and friends to listen to the story together. Love you.